argument, brother. The problem is, brother, this goat argument when the man them a carry it, bro. Them know say once you not talk about goat, you have to put everything on the table, brother. The king of the dancehall argument, yeah, a man hot now and him a do it now and him have the longevity, they cool. The goat argument there, all cards are on the table. And once you put all the cards on the table, now chat GPT can't tell me nothing, brother. This music thing here, when me pray and me understand it. So me not have to depend on the AI if you come tell me who a goat a dancehall and them sitting there, bro. Because when it come
we determine what they goat do.
The goat, all cards are on the table, Rick. You look on the man, them achievements and them sitting there. At that talk now, you know, Rick. The time where we in and now, yeah, your music, you see your billboard them and them sitting there. You see your billions of streams and them something there. You see you doing tours and them thing there and shows and whatever. Yeah, the whole attack to everything attack. So yes, some man will be stronger in some departments, but if you look at the overall grand scheme of things, them can't go around Sean Paul, brother. I dance all him do. So even, all right, watch this now. Me say Sean Paul the dance all and watch a Jerome do. Him go play one song when Sean Paul I sing, right? And him now sing in a dance hall. So what? That make him a dance hall artist?
But be the man do calypso and in the soca.
He's the dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the soca.
Yeah. So me I say, you can't go around that, brother. Miss Sean Paul the dancehall. Sean Paul a dancehall artist, brother.
Right.
Yes, he's not hardcore like that. We get the part there. But a dancehall him do. And if you're gonna deal with the goat a dancehall, you have to put all the cards on the table and declare where you have in the conversation. That's the truth. Show your billboard, your billions of streams and them sitting there. You have to show that to bro. Everything have to go show.
But yeah, yo.
Rick, hold on there. Respect. Now jump back in that chat, Zin.
Yeah, man, that's all right.
You don't like me, I try to tell you them, but the man them grab the mic faster.
Yeah, man, that's a one.
Yeah,
may I say, can one factor make a man be like the goat though? Because
no, it's a number of factors.
I think Sean Paul have much more than one factors though.
Watch this now, Rick. One, your impact, your influence, your reach, right? Global, international, whatever. All of that have to factor in, brother.
And then your financial as well. Look how much money you make out of dancehall.
Not about where a man making a brother.
Well, that's a part of
record sales. Yeah, after in it.
But that's a part of it as well.
Billboard number ones them and them something there. Your billboard them after in it. Your Grammys them after in it. Your streaming numbers after in it too. All them something there after in it. Of course, it can't remove.
But I think the argument is still it will come down to one's and one's perspective.
But right? It can't be a personal thing. It's based on a criteria.
But
a goat we are talking about in a Rick. Goat we are talking about in a.
Yeah, but if you go say a man are the greatest, he must be greater than a man in all aspect, not some.
No. Meaning no. The genre. You see the music. Who do it the greatest, you know? Rick. Is who do it the greatest, not because me more lyrical than you, Bolano, because me more lyrical than you. No, that's not the measurement. Music-wise.
May I ask you do what exactly?
Musically, you have the achievements, right? You have the accolades. Your music reached the far. Yeah, the greatest man is the man where in music reached the furthest in the world, brother. The biggest audience. That's the greatest.
That's the reason why that's the reason why I rate Bob Marley. It's because of he carried the music.
Exactly. Whoever the biggest audience, that's the greatest.
Because Rick,
you carry your music to a bigger audience of 100%. You are greater,
right?
Because music we are talking about.
See it.
Because even for him to be the GOAT, he don't have to be. He could lack in one aspect, but he's still outweigh everything else. You know,
bro. Me don't tell them. You know, watch this now. Jerry, when they know them they cannot debate the argument. You know. So yes, they will comfortable and do them vlogs and that's fine. Nothing wrong.
But when it comes down to like Bob Marley music, huge, but up to like now, in terms of like chartings and all of that, it would have be consistent in terms of streaming and all of that. Like,
Right.
no, so
Right.
every week, yeah, that I think probably Bob Marley at this moment possible, or near possible, of the record as the longest artist where remain on the Billboard 200. I think him about 800 odd weeks at this moment.
Right.
But
And Sean Paul stream more than him to Rick.
In
now,
numbers.
talk about consistent.
Me know. Me just show you say Sean Paul are do bigger numbers than Bob Marley.
Yeah, you know what I was
Yeah.
shocked about, and I think it has to do with the current tour. A month ago now, Sean Paul have 37.7 million monthly listeners on Spotify now. I think the man gone about 42 or 43 million now.
Yeah, right.
That's almost ridiculous. You know?
A lot of those European audience now listen to him now. Go to the concert and go
Yeah,
on
but
stream.
imagine somebody growing by about 5 million in a month
in
on
month.
Spotify.
Yeah.
That's
That's a lot.
That is bigger than many artists' career.
Yeah, when I say when it come on to when I say when it come on to Bob Marley and like in a reggae Jamaica YouTube, I say with Bob Marley outside that music, you have other factors where I say, well, he dominate in this factor outside of music, so because nobody can really test him. It's not like me strong musically, but
You're talking about his children, Rick.
Yeah, because him having children. And that is all of that, brother, with just dep on a different level, bro.
Plus, him not around for decades.
Yeah, so nobody not really reach up to that level there. Outside of like in music, bro.
One thing that worked in Bob Marley's favor as well. I'm not saying Bob Marley was a great, right? But a lot of things that work in Bob Marley's favor. He died. Somebody just mentioned it. He died early. Because a lot of time if you see an artist wither and divine, the pull is not for them at the same way that they die early, because you say what could have been, right? And immortality sometimes is not living long, is have a meaningful life. Like we put you into
I'm
immortality.
going to object to that position.
Yes. Music really to
Exactly.
I have other soldiers were drop out from early.
To be honest with you, that is right and that is wrong in some sense, because Bob Marley before death was larger than life. Because
that's what I said. But it would have diminished. It would have diminished over time, because what Bob Marley stand for, having kids all over, at some point that would have run out of favor with people. Right? Remember, Bob Marley is a man having wife and you have kids there and kids there and kids there and kids there and kids there.
I can understand what you're saying.
So some people would have run out of favor with him, right? And he would have been about 80-something years old now, right? And if he was still alive, right? So some of his shine would have diminished. But because he died so young, people say, wow, what could have been, da, 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 da. So a lot of that is there. I'm not saying it was bigger and larger than life, I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, that's why I say that it's right and it's wrong in some sense, because we have to admit the fact that when he was alive, that he was larger than life.
Oh, no, we talk about that all the time. I see people actually bow to Bob Marley in New Zealand and all those places, man. No, I see that, no.
May I say when it come on to Bob Marley, with even Sean Paul and whatever, we can argue say probably on Spotify and whatever, but consistently with even Billboard.
When it comes to impact and when it comes to the meaning of the music,
may I say,
them numbers they can match up to what it mean to people personally and what it mean to nations and them kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It don't even make sense to put Bob Marley and another artist in the realm, even for just discuss the music itself, because it kind of, the man that are around for how much decades now. And still I say like them people that we can promote them own things same way. It's no comparison. You understand what I mean?
When you close your eyes and think of reggae music, think of Bob Marley. Bob Marley is synonymous with reggae music. There is no getting around.
In terms of Bob Marley career, there is like more than one thing where you can look at.
Yeah, definitely.
More than one aspect where him actually cover. Because you can look at like him even him legacy outside of music, him kids
right.
and whatever. Right. Yes, he say, them themselves huge as well. I get to me I say.
Right.
Yes. The reason why I mention the Bob Marley still now, I just wish show people say, Sean Paul even do
the figures gone catastrophic.
Numbers done Bob Marley.
Right.
Just for show the people them say, here we go on now. You see when it comes on to Sean Paul, here we go on. The GOAT Yeah, anybody will have the biggest commercial success, brother. That are good settings. All right, this or that, they know.
Yeah,
Because
but
everybody will do music. The objective is to carry their music the furthest.
Or this, yeah, for
Anybody will
sure,
carry their music the furthest, brother. That are the goat.
for sure.
Wait, Imo. I wouldn't say that is a right across the board for all music, but that would be right across the board for dancehall, especially for the artists that we're discussing in this topic.
Right.
Yeah, but you see, when it comes to like across the board, like say for all reggae, you have some reggae artists who actually kill them marketability for just stay true to the culture when them see the culture take a kind of pop turn. You see me?
So Momo ask a question now, Rick. You are telling me, sir, the man with the bigger audience, Rick, is not the goat?
Well, when it come on to, as me say, it depends on how a man look on it, you know, because a man may look on like your overall contribution.
No, but that is one aspect.
But that's the contribution, though. I think that's the contribution.
Musically, you know, who have the bigger audience?
Right.
Is who have the bigger audience because music we are talking about.
Because just like how you say, Rick, right? So we probably, a lot of people on YouTube, Sean Paul would be big on YouTube, right? Kartel would be big on YouTube, right? That's a comparison we're making right now, right?
But big on YouTube, but we ask
but,
yeah,
but to a lot of Jamaican artists, but to a lot of Jamaican audience. That's
we're talking like YouTube conversation live stream.
Yes, YouTube conversation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, YouTube conversation, right? But that's not the audience. That's not that's just a subset of the audience. So who follow it up on YouTube in our conversation? Who say, yeah, Kartel are the biggest because Sean Paul is not at this and doing this and that. But Sean Paul have another realm where he's huge, where we're not even penetrating that. Right, so people will say, no, Kartel are the goat because they must say Kartel every time in the stream where we are talking about and in their circle that they consume media from. But the media that Sean Paul is beginning at consuming.
But I want a Kartel fan up here. Who up here a Kartel fan?
I'm self-made there, man.
Yeah.
We
self-made. But I want to like Jaron. So, but I want if you have to view that Vybz Kartel are the greatest.
No.
Oh, but I want even Jaron up here when I'm sure.
Because
man.
I said based on phone logic then. Yeah, that in terms of music. Yeah, that have even Beenie man where musically would have achieved more Kartel.
Way more.
Yeah.
If you was for put Kartel in a Sean Paul show, just switch careers. You think the man would have argue?
Facts.
Let's just say Sean Paul has the cultural influence and impact.
Facts.
True.
If Sean Paul would have the cultural influence and impact, same way how Kartel have it now, and put Kartel in a Sean Paul shoes, a tap in a market where unheard of. You think the man would have argue?
No. What self-made in terms of that argument?
That is the objective.
Is that cultural impact in the Jamaican and Caribbean diaspora? Because Sean Paul has a huge cultural impact outside of our diaspora.
Right.
Those people we see in Dublin and Scotland and all them places they will line up. The people where you see a tattoo in face on them leg and all over them body and I buy merch. He has a cultural impact on them.
Right, exactly.
But those are the people that we don't deal with on a daily basis. You understand?
Rockstar, we know say you have your Kartel tattoo in your back, bro. But come on, you have to just face the facts. When you talk about goat, you have to put all the chips on the table. Everything.
Listen, I'm self-made. As me saying, brother, them man don't know nothing about no music, bro. Them not come to talk about no music, brother.
Wait, no, Imo.
That's the problem, They don't know nothing about no music, bro.
Sean Paul helped influence reggaeton, Enough man really realize that.
100%, bro.
I'm not really sure. So really know the sound and most of that way. Most of them people that idolize Sean Paul.
But the man go over the Latino market and tear that up, brother.
Tear it up.
Millions of people that
if they go in terms of the goat argument, it would basically surround like the main part it would have to be like your music.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's what drive it.
The bigger audience.
The music is what drive it. That's the first thing.
Audience. If your objective is to attract as much audience as possible, as much people to like your music,
bro. I tell you this.
Sean
A
Paul
man
got
out there can have a catalog of 100 mediocre hits, and a man like Charlie Black with him one song have a much more successful career. The music is like smoking mirrors. You know, you might see people that is popular, but they're not making a lot of money. You understand what I mean? In comparison to somebody who you're not seeing often. That's what I mean. Not saying that they're not making money and can live a decent life, you know. But in comparison to people that really selling and moving units, they're not making money like that. See me I say? So the race is not really. Yeah.
Man, me look one at, man, me look. Yo, I am confused. Man, me look one and say, yo, a man we signed to a record label and no own him masters probably.
You don't care about that, Rick.
So that take away.
You talk about like G, you don't talk about money.
No, flawed argument. No, right. Flawed argument. I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about the money, Rick, because a whole heap of our greats them, we do great things and them they died poor.
Yeah.
Right.
So here go on. At the end of the day, still in their time, them did reach a huge audience. Them make money, you know, but they never get the money like that.
True,
Right.
Bob never get no money. Never.
Right, but when we're talking about the goat, you know, is when it comes onto the music.
That nothing to do with finances.
No, sir. No, because you can be the goat and died poor too.
Right.
True.
Right, you died poor, but yeah, what you do and your impact and what you achieve in the music, yeah, you get robbed and them sitting there, but you died poor.
I don't fully agree. Because the way you manage your money is part of your greatness as well.
All right,
because
let me tell you why I disagree then. That's why I cut you.
Uh-huh.
We can't put financials in the musical accomplishments, brother.
Especially for those in the beginning of the music industry.
Yeah, because
what examples them have before them?
All right, remember, brother. Remember, we have artists where have mega hit song and don't see $1 out of it,
No,
understand. But wouldn't put those in the greatest. The greatest to me.
No, what I'm saying is the musically, they have reached a bigger audience.
Right.
Whatever transpired financially, right? Yeah, me can separate that and that disqualify them.
I think that would be like one.
That can't disqualify.
All right.
That would be like football, like you just said.
Maradona not to be considered because they didn't make millions. We can look at Pele and Maradona and say we shouldn't consider those two men careers because they didn't make millions. So we can look at any little club baller today were decent and so they make all 50 million per one contract. Music industry.
No, wait. Go Rick and then I'll say something. Go.
What may I say, bro? May I say, yo, in terms of what I describe with dancehall, wouldn't that be just like one aspect though, like the music? And you reach with the music or whatever.
Eric, we just have this to win. We just have this to win and in the argument.
Right.
It's when a man is when one person is so far ahead of everybody, except for Shaggy. I mean, like the man literally, all right. Everybody there on Earth and the man there on Mars.
Right.
Lock them, man.
It lasts everybody.
Right.
There's no even. It doesn't even make sense to argue.
Right.
It's not like you. It's when people close.
Right.
It's hard. You see if I'm alright. You see if I'm have all of the other things that people are talking about and say probably is half or 3/4 the way close to him, you can have an argument. When a man lap everybody, it's like you're running a 3,000 meter. And every time this man just come and go, so boom and pause, boom and pause, boom and pause, boom. When this man finish the race, you have 5 more laps for doing it.
Right.
Not only that, that's the main category that we can measure it from.
It's not even close.
Measurably. I don't mean category that measurable.
So just one aspect.
Name another category that objectively measurable.
For me, Rick,
by some
I'm agreeing with you. I don't think it's one category, right? Yeah. All right. If say, for me, your financial acumen is part of you being a goat. I don't know Sean Paul manages money, but when Bob Marley and the Wheelers was going on, right? When one of the reasons why they break up, right? Based on an interview with me, Bob Marley with himself. Bob Marley wanted to tour, right? And because he was pirating the song overseas, and he wanted to go make money overseas, right? He don't want to sit in Jamaica and don't make money for his kids. He says when Ziggy ready to go to school, he's gonna afford it. He need money for his kids to survive, right? That's part of his financial financial acumen, right? Even though he said he don't need money to live, but he need money to take care of his kids, right? He said money is that why he do the music. So I think that what make Bob Marley one of the greatest even though he's far above everybody else. But if it was close, I would have given it to him based on his financial
Can I object on
aspect
that
of
now?
it as well.
Can I
Just a
object with
second.
some facts on
No,
that
just
now?
1 second, Blacklight. 1 second, Blacklight. Rick, me ask you that question, you know. Sean Paul or Vybz Kartel, who you think make more money in the music?
Oh, I think Sean Paul.
Eh?
I think Sean Paul for sure.
Well,
Rick, me ask Rick.
me don't know still, you know, but
All right, Benton, I agree with you. Yeah, got you.
as me say, probably Sean Paul still.
Yeah,
But,
all right, yeah, of course.
but,
No,
but
don't
there's a-
about
but
that,
the
brother.
thing is with Vybz Kartel, brother. Remember, I said Vybz Kartel independent, you know, brother. So the only thing is that like you don't know 13 years jump out of it. So when him just make money off of like streaming, you know, make money off a show or dubs or whatever. But the thing with Vybz Kartel, you know, most of the money I got to him because it not split between because I already may say a thing with Snoop Dogg where I say in billion him song will go billion.
Right.
I say yo, him only get 45,000 out there.
Right, and then break it down. Then they break it down, you know.
Spotify, well, I know, but the Spotify man break it down. Him I say yo, a 13 songwriter.
Right.
This man, that man, or whatever.
Right, samples and whatever. But what is story?
It kind of hard for speak on Sean Paul.
But Rick, let me show you something, Rick. Mr. Birdman do a reasoning. And the man say here we go on $2 billion. Him said Drake,
Wayne.
and Lil Wayne. Right? Now, Rick here what? And them sign no member say cash money are universal. You know, cash money universal.
Yeah.
I think that's exaggerated still.
Right? So when me I say, and them sign, brother. So here we go on. A man can say I'm a man sign, but here when you find certain monster hit songs, like what Sean Paul find, brother, crazy money.
Yeah.
Crazy. Listen to me. Them the royalty checks them are coming. Crazy money, brother.